Today on Bike Trekking with Carl, I cycle the Danube River. This is more than just a bike ride from Grein to Vienna. This is a moving postcard through Austria's soul. It will feature over 200 kilometers of freedom, beauty, and it's the kind of adventure that is going to stay with me for a lifetime. So saddle up and come with me as I ride the Danube River. This ride brought me highs I didn't even know were possible and challenged me in ways I never thought I would experience. This whole ride was made possible by Freewheel Holidays. This is a sponsored video. If you feel at any point that I've done enough to earn your subscription, a like, a comment, then please do, because it really helps my channel grow. So without any further ado, let's do this. At this point, you're probably wondering, how did somebody like me get this trip of a lifetime? Well, let me tell you as I board this flight. Stephen from Freewheel Holidays reached out to me and said, "Hey, I love your videos. Would you be interested in filming one of our cycle touring holiday packages? We handle all the details. We book the accommodation. We'll find you a bike. We'll even provide you with luggage transfer from hotel to hotel, along with a dedicated app that will give you maps and details about the routes. We are industry experts. We provide over 130 cycle touring packages." I said, "Well, that sounds amazing, but what's the catch?" Stephen said, "There's no catch. All I want you to do is go and film your ride to show people what it's like to go on one of our holidays." And I said, "Absolutely." The ride starts tomorrow, so it's off to the hotel, off to bed, and then, yeah, let's get into this.
And I'll take care of you along the way. My love, one day at a time, will leave our troubles behind.
Good morning and welcome to Grein. We are on the edge of the Danube, ready to set out. So today we're going to see the good, and the even better, because let's face it, it's the Danube. Let's do this. Oh yeah, and here's my bike. This is the next thing. I might have lied about my credentials ever so slightly to Freewheel's Holidays. I have never ridden an electric bike before. I haven't got the faintest idea of how one works. Right, so what do we do? Pop this back here. Right, so I think with these things, the idea is just to pedal. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that's just getting on a bike in general failed there, isn't it? Most people can do that. Okay, nothing to do with the electric bike. So what do I do now? Just start pedaling. Oh, off we go. Okay, we're pedaling. We're pedaling. Is anything happening? Oh, try turning it on. Well, it's surprisingly easy to pedal, even when the assist isn't on. Okay, I'll try turning this on first. There we go, it's on. Right, there we go. So I start pedaling. Oh, is it doing something? Oh no, it's going. It's going. Oh. Wow, that's incredibly easy. Well, there we go. Electric bikes mastered, day one. Who can say their first ever go on an electric bike was in Grein on the Danube? I can, that's who. Right, let's go. There are two ways to leave Grein, the bridge or via the ferry, and I chose the ferry. Now you will notice all of these bikes are exactly like mine, and that's because they are Euro bikes, and Eurobike provide the infrastructure for Freewheel Holidays to utilise. Now using the ferry is the best way to leave Grein because you get a close look at those inky blues of the Danube, a gorgeous moving view of Grein, and you get to move in style. I, however, was so excited to get off this ferry and really see what this e-bike had to offer. The journey was underway and I was ready for it. I'll tell you what, this bike is incredibly easy to ride. I don't even have it on assist at the minute. I don't even have it turned on, and it's just rolling like a dream. Let's just hit the power button. Power on.
Right, what's next? Now, before, when I was trying this out like an idiot, I had it in sports mode. That would have been probably overkill for this journey. So we're gonna go for a nice bit of eco assist, and I am barely even working here. I am barely working. The Danube as a river is very flat anyhow, so I don't need to worry too much about that anyway, in terms of the effort. However, this electric bike is a luxury. It is so intuitive, it's so easy, so if you've never ridden an electric bike, trust me, there is nothing to it. You just turn the thing on, you get on and pedal. That's it. There's just nothing to it. Right, okay, because I am an absolute child, I'm gonna go for full sport mode now. Let's go for this. All right, so we're going Tour, Sport. Ooh, Turbo, wow. Oh, I'm not even working now. It's like being on a moped. Not quite like being on a moped, but not far off. All right, let's go back down to eco. Eco mode, there we go.
And you dream about this very night.
And one thing to remember on the Danube, and I'm looking at you right there, is no roller skating, yeah? Okay? Take those roller skates out of your suitcase now and put them away, right?
Have you heard from the sky?
Check out this ferry behind me. These things are going up and down the Danube all day. They're like floating, like, I don't know, like floating hotels or something. They've got these huge glass windows. I can see people sat at dining tables. I see beds in there as well. It looks like people are actually sleeping in there. So they must be doing like the full Danube in it. So it looks like you can do it just like a holiday cruise. Absolutely fantastic, that, isn't it? There's just so many ways you can do this. You could walk it, you could ride it, you could roller skate it, do pretty much whatever you want. I made 3 mistakes this day. The first one was not carrying cash. Nowhere wants to take card, especially in rural areas. The second mistake was underestimating how seriously the Austrians take their Sundays. Everything closes. So if you want to go to a grocery store to get snacks, supplies, do that the day before, because all that's open is petrol stations and some of the key attractions. And the final mistake was I underestimated how good this e-bike would be. I got through today in absolute ease and ended up in Melk very early. However, I have to say, this is not a place I was disappointed to arrive early at. You know when you're in Melk, this is just spectacular. Absolutely spectacular. When you get here, it just smells like food. You can smell all that Austrian cooking. I'm not exaggerating, the entire place just smells amazing. Yeah, let's go, let's hit Melk, because this place, there's so much to see. After leaving my hotel room, I cruised the cobble streets of Melk and ascended the steps that led me to Melk Abbey. Now this is an absolutely amazing piece of Baroque architecture. It's amazing inside and out, but unfortunately there's no photography allowed inside there, so I can't show it to you. So you'll just have to trust me, go in, you will not be disappointed. Following this, I attended my first ever wine tasting, where I literally had no idea what I was doing, but they were so kind and patient with me, and all I can tell you is the wine here is fantastic. Tomorrow I would be visiting the Wachau Valley where the grapes were grown to make this wine, so keep watching for that. In anticipation of that journey, I headed for a Wiener Schnitzel, a pint of lager, and then it was an early night and off to bed. Having learnt my lesson from the Sunday, I got up and made a leisurely start to my day. I strolled down to reception where I left my bag to be collected by the luggage transfer service, headed to the bike shed, grabbed my bike, and then it was time to leave Melk. Right, so that's it. We are leaving Melk. Friendly people, great scenery, great buildings, great history. The plan for my leisurely start was, well, it was going as planned. But the saying goes, the best laid plans of mice and men often go awry, and today that adage would prove to be true.
And one of the key benefits of using the Eurobike app is that it's giving me updates of real-time route interruptions. So today I have to take the north side of the Danube because the south is blocked by rockfall. So if I was just using like Google Maps or something, I'd have no idea potentially that the cycle path was blocked. So that's just really good.
Following the directions laid out for me in the app, I crossed the Danube River and arrived in the Wachau Valley. Now, I had been told before arriving here that the Wachau Valley is a special place, but in reality, it's much more. The entire region here is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and that's to do with the balance between nature and man. And it's just unbelievably spectacular here. The culture, the heritage, everything's preserved. It's so fertile, everything is growing here. There's vineyards, orchards, people are selling preserves, homemade jams, marmalades, everything. Because there's nothing that won't grow here, it's so fertile. And that's all thanks to the Danube that runs through here. Even if you don't care about any of that, it just makes something absolutely awesome to witness. And the wine's not bad. There is the wine too. The wine's brilliant. No video can ever do the Wachau Valley justice. The region is just so expansive. Every village is like a medieval time capsule. It's out of this world. You can really see why this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The hours, well, they just fly by. I nearly ran out of time. Knowing that the daylight was limited, reluctantly, I put my head down and headed for the hotel. The third and final day. Now this brought mixed feelings because on one hand I was really excited to be going to Vienna, but on the other hand I was sad. This would be my last day on the Danube Cycle Path. That said, each day had brought something completely new and completely different, and today would be no exception.
So I'm starting to get a feel of what today's going to be. This is more the working part of Austria, the rural working heart. It feels like this entire region is just feeding into Vienna. I can smell huge factories on an industrial scale baking bread. It's not an unpleasant smell, it's quite nice actually. So today I think is just going to be one of those days where I'm in the saddle for the most of it. So it's going to be nice today just to ride, not think, just enjoy the greenery and follow the path. So what a great day.
To come out, so stay a while, we'll slow it all the way back down.
Rolling into Vienna, the city skyline started to unfold before me, and this is where today gets really interesting. And for me, this was most definitely the highlight of the day.
Okay, so I'm gonna go for it. Woo! How fun is this? Come on, why don't we have these in England? So yeah, it's just like this little underworld of cycle paths. So far anyway. And I am loving it.
Cycling through Vienna is intoxicating. The cycle paths weave themselves throughout the city like a tapestry. You can get literally anywhere on your bike. Now, it's not the best way to do it, because the locals, they move fast. I thought I was moving fast, but they were always moving faster. But I had a smile on my face everywhere I went. I saw bohemian cafes, jazz bars. Everybody was having a good time. It feels like an incredibly safe city, but it still is a city. So obviously use your common sense. I cycled for hours once I arrived at the city and only stopped to go and recharge my battery and head out again at night. And at night is when everything changes again. So I arrived at the hotel in Vienna, I put the bike in the car park and I was like, there's no charging points, what am I going to do? So I go to the front desk and I say, listen, where can I plug my bike in to charge? And the person behind the desk is going through like all these convoluted ways I can do it. And then the young guy just comes over and says, have you tried taking the battery out? And I was like, no. So I feel old and stupid. Of course, on an e-bike, you could just pop the battery out and bring it up to your room and charge it. So here it is. There it is, plugged in, charging. Just thinking, you live, you learn. You live, you learn. I used to be young and stupid once, now I'm just old and stupid. Right, let's go explore Vienna. So you may have heard of Vienna Nights. Well, I bring you Vienna Bikes, which is also at night, so maybe that name needs some work. But would you believe me if I told you that in the centre of Vienna there is a giant purple Zen octopus, and in front of that octopus there are people dancing, ballroom dancing, and it is absolutely crazy to see. Now, there's no good reason to whiz round Vienna at night on a bicycle. In fact, you'd be crazy to do it because the transport here is excellent. There's trams, there's Austria's version of an underground, so you're well and truly covered. But I was by myself and my wife wasn't there to tell me not to do it, so I was going to do it. And I cycled to a theme park that's in the centre of Vienna. This theme park you can get in here for free. You don't have to pay a penny and it's just open to the public. There was cars, bikes going through here. There are over 250 attractions in this theme park, so it's well worth checking out. And as you can see, it is absolutely spectacular. And sadly, this brings us to the end of the video. This will be a ride I will never forget. Going on one of the Freewheel holiday packages, a cycle touring package just in general, has been a real eye-opener for me. I never considered doing this kind of thing while staying in good hotels, having some sort of support system, and having an electric bike. And all of that freed me up to see so much more. If it wasn't for the electric bike, the hotels, all these conveniences, I wouldn't have had the energy I had to be here right now cycling around a theme park after having done pretty much nearly 70 kilometers on the cycle path. So I would say if you want the challenge of doing this ride but you also want luxury, then booking it through someone like Freewheel Holidays makes total sense. And even if you want a little bit more challenge than I had, then you don't have to get an e-bike, you can get a standard bike on this package. I know you're going to look at me as biased because yes, this is a sponsored video, but surely the video just speaks for itself. I mean, you're on the Danube on an amazing bike and everything's taken care of for you. If you made it this far, thank you incredibly so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate you. If you could leave a like, a comment, and maybe even consider subscribing if you're not, that would really help the channel out. And on that note, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you so much. Bye bye.